after the third.
We go live in 5, 4, 3, 2. Smash him up, crack that fool. Quarterback whack, yo, sack that fool. Hit him, 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 hit him. Smash him up, watch that move. Wind too swift, can't catch these dudes. Hit him, 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 hit him. Listen, hit him, listen. This Eagles talk, this talk Eagles. Philly bleed green, it's from your people. Fly, Eagles, fly. Let's beat the squad. Big Pat shelling, Dante the dark child. Drop the stats on him, drop the facts on him. Spur game, baby, let's get it on.
Hey, fam, it's your man Dante the Dark Knight here with my co-host Pat Sandlin. And Nichelle is absent today. Board meeting for her. You know, she's a boss bitch. Yeah, so she had some things to tend to, but we have some things to tend to also. Last we saw our Philadelphia Eagles on Monday night. It was not pretty. We dropped our third game in a row. It is looking it's eerily similar to 2023. Everybody's making this reference.
Goodness
right?
gracious, yeah.
And it does, and I can't deny that. Before I even get started, let's just start this quarter. So, because I have a little disclaimer before I go into my dialogue here. All right, so you are watching Eagles Talk, the most unique Eagles coverage show around. That's by us Eagles fans and for us Eagles fans. And here on Eagles Talk, we like to talk about our favorite football team, that is the Philadelphia Eagles, and we do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots. We have a lot to drink about. So let's get right into it. Everybody get your shot glasses. We're going to attempt to drink our sorrows away. Of course, I don't, but those who do, get your adult beverage. Pat is doing we might have to throw that Woodford Reserve out though.
Listen, this I am not drinking during the game no more until they win. I am not drinking on the show after this because I need it today. After this, after the third quarter, I'm not drinking no more until they win.
He is protesting, and he's not taking any shots until after the Eagles get it together. Pat is going to be. He might be dry the whole month of December. I'm only kidding. All right, so here we are. Let's take this shot in honor of our Philadelphia Eagles. They're in a bad spot now. We're going to talk about it. Everybody get ready. This is the couch. We're gonna get it off our chest. So down the hatch. 3, 2, 1.
You're now listening to the quarter. You're now listening to the quarter.
So you know that we listened to the first quarter. There you go.
Yeah. So just in case you guys didn't know, we are listening to the first quarter. All right. Let me put this disclaimer because a lot of talk. I mean, we lost 3 in a row. It's looking eerily similar to 2023. There's a lot of blame to go around, but a lot of talk this week has been about the play of our quarterback, and I'm just going to say this before I get into I am going to give my honest opinion of Jalen Hurts, and you can, and I'm not giving this or providing this commentary to persuade you to agree with my point of view. This is my point of view. This is my opinion, and I'm not saying this because I'm a Jalen Hurts hater either. I mean, any dialogue that comes out that is negative against Jalen, I don't want you to think that here we go again, Jalen bashing or whatever. No, I'm giving my personal opinion of how I see it. I'm not giving it to you to convince you to see it my way. You can disagree with me. It's okay. I'm all right with that. But I am going to tell it how I see it. All right? So with that being said, there's a lot of blame to go around. I wasn't particularly happy with the play calling. That's been a problem all year. But in this instance, I don't know if it garners more blame than our quarterback. Our quarterback had probably his worst game of his career on Monday. That's I'm not doubting that, and that was evident for everyone to see. One thing I'm not out on my quarterback. I'm not. My quarterback just won me a Super Bowl last year. My quarterback got my team to a Super Bowl 2 times out of the last 3 years. And in both of those games, he played magnificently. So I'm not out on my quarterback because there's a lot of talk about the backup quarterback, and maybe we should be thinking about that. And if you heard Nick Sirianni talk about this subject during the week, one of the talk show hosts actually asked him, was that a possibility? And I'm in agreement with what his response was. And in one word response, ridiculous. I think it is ridiculous to even consider that. I mean, not to even consider it, because don't get me wrong, he stunk the joint up. He stunk it up. And, and it's not unfair to give him more blame than anyone else. This just comes with the job of quarterback.
Yeah.
When you do good, you're going to get an unequal amount of praise. And when you do bad, you're going to get an unequal amount of blame. So, but I don't think that this is unequal right here, because Jalen deserves a lot of it. I mean, he single-handedly gave the ball back to these guys 5 times. I mean, he single-handedly turned the ball over. Yeah, he turned the ball over 5 times. So I don't think this is going to be unequal in the blame I'm about to give him. But he cannot do that. Of course, you know this. It was so bad, he turned the ball over 2 times on one play. Now, I've never seen that. I've never seen a player turn the ball over 2 times. I mean, in 2 different ways. He threw an interception and then he fumbled. It was just it was horrible. It was horrible. And he's not without blame. He has to play better than what he did on Monday night. And this is probably going on 3-4 games where his performance has been subpar. This is just the worst of those games. And I get it. And I'm not happy. I'm not happy. He's got to straighten his game out. He is a problem right now, along with the offensive coordinator and the head coach, because those are the 3 main ingredients on this offense. Those are the 3 main people that we need in order to turn this around, and all of them are doing a horrible job at this present time. We stood at least a little chance when Jalen was performing better, but when he joins the OC and the head coach in just brain farts, I don't, when he joins them, then there's really nothing we can do. Nothing we can do. So we need him to be better. Now, with that being said, he was horrible. With that being said, I am in no way ready to pull the plug on my starting quarterback. I think that is just disrespectful to even to mention that. I mean, I'd see why you would say that, but my quarterback just won a Super Bowl. Less than 12 months. And for context here, I would ask you, would you do this to a Tom Brady?
I was about to go there, DarkKnight. I was about to go there, DarkKnight.
A Patrick Mahomes.
Hold up. Let me stop you. Can I stop you right there real quick? Can I stop you on your announcements right now? Let me throw something out there to you, DarkKnight, so you can see this. 14 for 33, 160 yards, 3 turnovers, sacked twice, a QBR of 19, a rating of 19. That wasn't Jalen Hurts. That was the information guy you just mentioned, Patrick Mahomes, against the Houston Texans. But we don't hear get rid of Pat Mahomes. I mean, I heard to say get rid of Andy Reid, but we're not hearing getting rid of Pat Mahomes.
And you wouldn't hear that because he has done too much for that organization to jump ship on him and
Same,
this soon.
same
I
thing
mean,
here, DarkKnight. Same
when
thing
you
here.
have a resume such as his or even our quarterback,
Hmm.
Jalen Hurts, 2 Super Bowl appearances, 1 Super Bowl win, and he could have been easily named MVP in both, but he was named MVP in this past Super Bowl. He has earned himself the right to have a entire bad year. An entire bad year. For real. I mean, let's not get it twisted. We have he has done something that no other Eagles quarterback has ever done. What is that? Win a Super Bowl? No, we know Nick Foles won a Super Bowl, but he has led us to 2 Super Bowls. No other Eagles quarterback has ever done that. Has ever led us to 2 Super Bowls and winning us 1.
Hmm.
He has earned the right to have a bad game or a stretch of bad games, right? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to turn a blind eye. He can't continue to do this before I'll join the people. But,
Absolutely not.
right now, I'm not ready to pull the plug on him. Am I ready to and I don't know what's going on inside the locker room. I don't know, there's reports of him, a lot of people being frustrated with him. I don't know what that is about because I'm not in the room.
That's hogwash. That's
I
hogwash.
can't. I'm not going to say that
I'm
because
saying
I
that
am.
right now, DarkKnight. It's I hate to stop you there. I know you're going on. I hate to stop you there because I feel where you're going and I appreciate where you're going. But right now we're getting a firsthand look at what's going on in that locker room with the receivers, with the quarterback on Hard Knocks, something that we thought we would never be on. And
Mhm.
through Hard Knocks, we actually seen a little lens of what's going on inside that locker room. They're having a good time, even though it's not clicking on the offense and things is not moving. It's going to turn around. There's no animosity towards each other. They got a doggone bunny in there.
Well, I don't know. Like this is what
That's
I'm saying.
crazy.
I'm saying that I don't. That's cameras.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? They
well,
know the cameras are there. I'm not. I mean, this is. No, these rumblings were happening before the Hard Knocks got there.
mm,
They're real. I'm not going to believe what my eyes see on the camera versus what the reporters are reporting because somebody is telling them this. They're not making this up. They're not making this up. Not there's multiple sources that are saying the same thing. You know what I mean? So there probably is some disconnect. There probably is some truth in some of what they're saying. I'm not going to deny that. I'm not going to disrespect them and call them liars. I'm not. I'm not going to do that. Their job is to report what they get, what they hear. You know what I mean? So I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and say and say they have the integrity that they claim or they swore to have as journalists. I'm not going to deny that. So there's something going on. I know. I'm not there to know exactly how it's going down. That I know. But if there's people frustrated with Jalen Hurts, I get it.
hmm
And I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what it is. Well, I don't know what it is they're frustrated about. Are they frustrated because he's targeting AJ? I don't know what it is, but it's off. This is not the Jalen that we're accustomed to. And he's not trash. I hear people, calling him trash. He's not trash. Now, don't get me wrong, he's playing like trash.
hmm
He's playing just like trash. He's playing like garbage juice trash. You know what I mean? He's playing that way, but he's not a trash quarterback. How do I know that? Because I've seen him be a great quarterback. So I don't think he lost that, overnight. But he's playing like trash. I'll give you that. He is playing like trash. And there's something there that's not right. And I've even heard some whispers of Wentz-like behavior, and that really scares me. I don't believe. I just can't even imagine that he is displaying Wentz-like behavior.
Yeah,
That
I'm not gonna go there. I'm not even gonna have you go
that
there.
I can't
All right,
fathom that.
that was selfishness off of Wentz. All right, he saw somebody take his team to the pinnacle because he was injured and was jealous of the success instead of being very happy of the team's success. Because in spite of your injury, they were able to rally and
And still
win
win.
a
Yeah.
Super Bowl. You should be proud of your team and not trying to tear them down and trying to change the offense because it's not your offense, it's Nick Foles' off. No, listen, Jalen Hurts is not that dude. Jalen Hurts is not that. I hope he's not that. I hope
Yeah, I'm
he's not
about to
that
say
type
you
of guy.
better.
I
Yeah.
hope he's not that guy because it looks like to me he is, one of the guys in the locker room. He is, he's not like, oh my goodness, he's bigger than Thou. He's not that close. He is a even though he's an MVP quarterback in the Super Bowl, he hasn't won the MVP in the regular season. What differentiates your quarterback from winning MVP in the Super Bowl than in the regular season? Well, there are some great quarterbacks that won MVPs in the season and has never got to a Super Bowl or won a Super Bowl MVP. There has been some people that won Super Bowl MVPs because they played good that one game. Jalen Hurts is not there yet. He will be. Trust me, believe he will be. I don't think his head's that big of being a superstar for the Philadelphia Eagles. I've me personally, I believe this is overblown because they need we Philadelphians we need to talk about something. And I saw a comment down there. John T. Batista said, I know we've been neglecting the comments and stuff like that, but this comment said all this hate. I'm gonna pull it up, Dark Knight. Uh, guys, all this Jalen Hurts hate is coming from these new ass fans. They didn't go through the rich coat tights in the railroad eras. That's Rich Kota era. Wow. Ray Rose is all right. I ain't gonna hold you. Ray Rose had Rodney beat. um, trash though. I get you. I get you, Dark Knight. He's about
Now,
to say
don't get me
trash.
wrong. I mean, like, I I don't blame anybody that is upset with Jalen Hurts. I
No,
really
no,
don't.
you
I
got
mean,
all.
he's playing like
It's your
trash. Like,
opinion.
don't get
Yeah,
me wrong.
absolutely,
But
absolutely.
there's I got a limit. And like I said, I'm not here to convince you not to speak your truth or feel the way you feel.
Hmm.
I'm just thinking that my opinion of that opinion is that I think it's a little overboard. But I am upset with Jalen Hurts. Don't get it twisted. I'm not happy with the way Jalen Hurts is playing now. He is playing like trash. That's not. I don't think that's up for debate.
No.
He's playing like trash. Where I part ways is when you're talking about bringing in the backup quarterback because and don't get me wrong, I know the thinking behind it is we need to do something to make this team better.
Hmm.
But there's a lot that comes along with something like that. Like that's not a hasty decision. You know what I mean? And I get it. Like the coach is supposed to do whatever's best for the team and stuff like that. But there's a lot that comes with benching a Super Bowl MVP quarterback.
Yeah, you don't do
You know
that.
what I mean? Like it's not again. Like maybe you guys don't view him on the same level as the names that I used a little earlier, the Tom Brady's and the Pat Mahomes, but he has amassed that type of he's garnered that type of respect to me. When you win a Super Bowl and Super Bowl MVP, you're not chopped liver. And I mean, and I'm not talking about win the Super Bowl like Trent Dilfer. I'm not talking about that type of performance. I'm talking about when you go to 2 Super Bowls and outperform this generation's greatest quarterback
Hmm.
2 times. You know what I mean? He's performed at a high level. We're not talking about Trent Dilfer. We're talking about somebody who played at a very high level and could have easily won MVP in both of those games.
Yep.
So, and when you do that, it's not an easy thing to sit somebody like that. That's total disrespect to me. It's ridiculous. Like Nick said, it's ridiculous. Now, what I would do if it was me, I would put him on alert a little bit. And how would I do that? I would give McKee some practice reps with the first team. I would do that. I would do that. I would explain it to Jalen.
Mm.
Yo, I just want you to. I just want to see, sit back, relax, and let's see, what you may be missing or something like that. You know what I mean? And because if you put a McKee in there, you may never get Jalen back.
See, the thing is, we live in a time where the backup quarterback is the fan favorite. Always has been, will be for a very long time, right? When Donovan McNabb here, they kept talking about him throwing to the ground. Put the backup in, put Jeff Garcia. Remember that conversation? Jeff
Yeah.
Garcia is a better quarterback than Donovan McNabb. Hell no. Uh, Carson Wentz in the game, and no. Nick Foles is a better quarterback than Carson Wentz. Like, what? Are you kidding me? And it just it goes on and on with these talks here in Philadelphia about our backup quarterback can't do no wrong when he's not under that gun, play in and play out. I mean, yes, you're gonna come in there as a backup quarterback. You're gonna try to do your thing to the best of your ability, but at the end of the day, what gives you the best chance to win? The ability that Jalen Hurts has, the MVP quality that he has, that he can garner. He threw a dime to Devontae Smith. I know we didn't even talk about the game yet. He threw a dime in overtime, a 28-yard dime to Devontae Smith. He threw 4 dimes to AJ Brown. Right? His placement, his decision
Well,
making
you
is
forgot he threw 4 dimes
to the other team.
to the other team too. 4 dimes. They were on the money. They were on the money. I mean, they were in stride. I mean, they didn't have to break their stride. So I mean, I'm just joking, but yeah, there was some positives. There was some positives, right? They did move the ball. You know what I mean? They did move the ball. They just killed themselves with turnovers. They just killed themselves with turnovers.
I know we got in this quarter, but I got to talk about the play caller this week. The play caller this week, the plays were so much different from last week. The play calling was so much fresh. Was more route concepts. There were more things going on, and I know that might have confused Jalen. He's not used to seeing these different route concepts. But there were other route concepts besides the hitch that weren't wide open that we didn't miss. So,
all right, let's end this quarter. You guys, let me know in the room how you feel about Jalen and his past performance, and we're going to talk in the second quarter more about Kennett's team turning around, because I'm starting to really worry about whether that can be done. So, all right, you're watching Eagles Talk, the most unique Eagles coverage show around. That's by us Eagles fans and for us Eagles fans. And here on Eagles Talk, we like to talk about our sinking Philadelphia Eagles, and we like to do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots. I'm not drinking, but Pat is doing the.
I got 2 more shots.
2 more shots.
Until we win
He's
again.
doing the what are you doing? Woodford Reserve.
Yeah.
He is boycotting doing shots until the Eagles turning around. So he may be. This may be a dry month for Pat. I don't know if they don't get this thing together. All right, so here we go to our Philadelphia Eagles. Down the hatch. 3, 2, 1.
You're now listening to the second quarter.
All right, I'll just end. We'll probably continue to touch on Jalen a little bit, but I'll end it this way. I think we haven't reached the point where it's time to sit the quarterback down. And I think it's disrespectful to consider sitting Jalen down. I think he's earned the right to play his way through this, and whatever happens. So be it. Doesn't, and we don't go. We just don't go.
Mm-hmm.
But he's earned that right in leading this team to 2 Super Bowls and winning one of them. Definitely. I think he earned that. So Let's stop with this. We can really reevaluate in the off season if this continues, but he's earned the right to have a bad season. That's what I think. He's earned the right to have a bad season. He hasn't had a bad season. He's had a bad stretch of games, but he's done enough to he's built up his account to he's earned enough to have a bad season. He's won us a Super Bowl for Christ's sake. MVP, taking us to 2. This done nothing but win. If you look at his winning percentage since he's been the starter, are you guys kidding me? Stop it with that. Stop it. Stop disrespecting this man. And I'm not saying you can't bash him right now because he's playing like garbage truck juice right now. So,
Yes.
he is. So I'm not saying that you can't say that. He is playing bad. But sitting him down and tearing him a key, no. We riding with Jalen till the wheels come off. If we don't get there this year, we just don't damn get there this year.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna get there every year anyway. We wasn't getting there. We wasn't getting there any years, let alone 2 out of the last 3 years. So we got to take a year off and we ride with number 1. Then that's what it's going to be. All right.
Yeah. Jalen Hurts' record right now as a starting quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles is 57 wins and 32 losses with 1 tie. 2 Super Bowl appearances. Hold on, Darknight, let me get this out real quick. 2 Super Bowl appearances. You said that he was a 2-time Pro Bowler. I mean, if the shoe was on Pat Mahomes' side, which it is, because Pat Mahomes had a worse game than Jalen Hurts. Even though Jalen Hurts had more turnovers, Pat Mahomes had 3 turnovers. He had a QB rating of 19. 19. He literally cost his team the game. And they're going to say the same thing. Jalen Hurts cost his team the game. But the thing about it is that
like Jalen did.
They're not calling for the backup quarterback in Kansas City because he's proven that he can be a winner.
So have our quarterback. So has our quarterback.
He's proven that he is a winner. But you know what? He's not doing it like the Josh Allens and Pat Mahomes.
No, he definitely ain't doing it like the Josh Allens because he's winning. Josh Allen ain't never won nothing. I don't care. You can crown him your king if you want to, but he's never won anything. You can have him. They can have him if they want Josh to throw for big numbers and run for all those touchdowns and all that. You can have that. I'll take the winning and the championships.
Correct.
Josh Allen has sniffed no parts of a Super Bowl. You know what I mean? So go ahead, you can have that. But I have hesitated or waited far too long before I brought in our third co-host, and that's you guys that are in the chat room. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. I'm so sorry for being late. I want to include you guys in the conversation because we're a family. And right now, there's a family crisis going on. So we need to hear from we need to hear from everybody. I'm gonna take you down. I'm gonna take this comment down, James. I'll put it back up. But the first person in the room tonight was John D. Batiste from South Carolina. South Kakalaka, Burger checking in. Finally, how is everyone? We're upset. Mob,
go Flyers.
Eagles talk. Richard Boo, what's up, Eagles family?
What up, Rich?
What's up, Rich? Jeremiah's in the house also. It's been a hell of a week on Facebook. It's been a hell of a week on social media. There's nowhere you can scroll and not see a mention about how bad our team is doing.
Yeah.
And it's not a happy time. You know what I mean? And we know that, everybody gets their turn. And we have been giving it to people for the past year. And now we're getting some of that back. But John Batiste says we are not 2023. F that. I'm with you, John, but I'm telling you, it seems like they're fighting us on that. It seems like every time we stand up with our chest out and say, this is not 2023, we got more heart, they come and they prove that they are indeed resembling 2023. Okay, so let's go down some here, and I'll put yours up, James Edgefield. Can we just say it's the OE? Look at the year the Super Bowl with Stike. Then look what happened the following year when we went with a rookie OC. The year after that, we won the Super Bowl with K. Moore. This year, we have another rookie OC. And the one who picked the rookie OC was the head coach. James, you've been looking at the reruns. You've been looking at you've been listening to the other Eagles talks. You have just said what I have been saying all along. And exactly you have laid it out, right? And for that happening, I blame Howie Roseman.
Yeah.
I blame Howie. Howie has not treated this team like a precious jewel that it is. And it is. He did not care for this team as he should in the offseason. Because he was supposed to protect this precious gem. You don't just leave a blue diamond, a 18 karat blue diamond out on your front step and ignore it. You lock it up in the safe. You make sure security's around it. You protect it. And he didn't do that with this team. He allowed Nick Sirianni to promote a rookie offensive coordinator after we saw the devastation that did just 2 years ago. 2 years ago, we've seen this movie. We've seen this movie. And how we allowed this to happen again. We've seen him allow Nick Sirianni to promote Brian Johnson and the disaster that was.
Mm-hmm.
It was so bad. Howie came in and said, yo, he's out of here. I'll go get you an offensive coordinator. Howie go gets him an offensive coordinator, a veteran offensive coordinator, and we win a Super Bowl. So what does he do? Howie allows this man to hire or promote another rookie offensive coordinator. That makes no sense to me. So that blame for that is directly in Howie Roseman's lap, in my opinion.
You know what? We did this before. This sounds like 2018, 2019. This sounds like that all over again. Howie. Let's put some blame on the players. Where is the blame for the players? The offensive line has been terrible. The kicker has been terrible. He's in the bottom tier of the NFL kickers in the league. You got kickers kicking 70-yard kicks, being accurate. All we ask Jake Elliott is to go 4 for 4. It's a meal on the Wendy's menu. Just go 4 for 4. You do that. DarkKnight, I know you about to say something. Let's be honest. If Jake Elliott makes his field goal last week, if Jake Elliott makes that field goal against the Cow Turds, we're not having this discussion like this.
You know, I heard that they got rid of the long snapper.
They changed
the long snapper, the holder.
So they changed the long snapper just now.
Oh, Jake's all right, long snapper.
So the original long snapper is back. He went on IR originally. He's back. So that might help.
I don't know. Yeah, that may help. I don't know. I'm not a kicker. I don't know the intricacies of kicking, so I can't say.
Well, I was a long snapper, so I can tell you that it does matter kind of a little bit. It's crazy that I could literally say that it does matter with the long snapper and the holder. That chemistry has to be on point, because if it's not, if you have a left-handed long snapper or a right-handed long snapper, the laces are at different places, and how you receive the ball and put it down for the kicker, it's going to be at different places for the kicker. It's crazy. I can see that. That is crazy, DarkKnight.
That is crazy. John Batiste says first Super Bowl year we had hungry dogs. Last year we had less hunt. What's our mantra this season?
bunnies.
A goddamn positivity bunny. We got a goddamn. He said a goddamn
Yes.
positivity bunny. That's our mantra this year. We got Bad Bunny performing at the Super Bowl and Good Bunny in the Eagles locker room. I'm with you. And it's not, and I'm with you, Jeremiah. The positivity bunny ain't the effing flowers. Yeah. And I was on board with the positivity bunny. I was prior to that game because I recall laughing heartily at the flowers statement. And that proved to actually resonate with the team. And we did good after that. So I was like, all right, maybe he has found magic again. And this time in the form of a positivity bunny. So I was riding with that until I saw Monday night. Get that damn bunny out of the damn locker room. Because now it looks ridiculous. See, when something like that doesn't work, now you look ridiculous.
You look foolish. You look
Yes.
foolish.
Yes.
Like, again, I told you when I heard about that, they should have put a lunch bell because we're blue collar workers, so it should have been a lunch bell. It should not be no goddamn bunny. What does that have to do with the Philadelphia Eagles? It's Christmas time. Where the bunny got to do? A positive bunny? From what I actually heard, it's not less for the players. It's for the media. When they come in there, come into the locker room, be positive in what you're asking the players and stuff like that. I don't care about the media. As a player, I don't give two rats about the media. They can ask me all the questions they want. They're not in this locker room. When that door closes and when we kick you out, you're not in this locker room.
They're not in the locker room. They're not on the field. Yeah, forget about those people that are, and I don't know what you consider negativity when you are playing bad. I mean, like I'm an Eagles fan, but I'm a diehard Eagles fan. But I'm going to say when I'm not happy. Like if you expect us to endure the type of football we've been seeing and still just kumbaya, everything's fine, then we're not the fans for you. I'm just going to be honest. If we, as fans, it's our right to feel the way we do and to express it in the manner that we do. It's our right. We're spending hard-earned money supporting you guys with ticket sales, with merchandise. We can give our honest opinion about the product that you're producing. And right now that product sucks. It sucks. And the media is also charged with reporting what they see. And if they see crap, what do you want them to do? I mean, how positive can you be? Do you not want them to report what they're seeing? Do you not want them to report that it looks like the quarterback looked like trash last game? I mean, I don't know what you want. That's just the truth. I don't think that's being mean or negative. I really don't. I don't consider myself expressing my opinion, and my opinion is not here to sway your opinion. You have a right to your own opinion. I'm not here to persuade you to think like me. You perceive it the way you perceive it. I perceive it the way, and I perceive it as not acceptable and needs to get better. And I'm not happy. Now, if I'm a negative guy for saying that, then I'm just going to have to be a negative guy.
I get it. I totally get it, and I understand it. Like, but you know what? I'm gonna be positive this week. Being so I'm not gonna be drinking after this last shot until we get a W. Matter of fact, man, this is gonna hurt.
All right, hold on. We're going to end this quarter, but let me put this. Bobby Mack says, we as fan base got to understand that we do not have the same players with the same physical mentality. Coaching is sad. Players just going through the motions. And don't get me started, Bobby. Bobby, see, all right, Bobby went there. I didn't start it. Bobby started it. Bobby started. This is a family here. Everybody has a right to say what they feel. Family. So since Bobby said it, he brought it out. Nick Switzer is really showing Nick Switzer. Yes, Nick Switzer. Like Barry Switzer from 1995, the Dallas Cowboys, when he won a Super Bowl because he inherited Jim Johnson's powerhouse roster or team that anybody could have won a Super Bowl with them. That's Nick Switzer. I'm starting to believe Nick is the beneficiary of Howie compiling a very strong team.
No, I don't think so.
I think that is the case.
I could argue
and
you
my
don't
and here it is. Here's my litmus test. You take this roster, and you put it in the hands of an Andy Reid, or you take this roster and you put it in the hands of a Sean McVay, or you take this offense and you put it in the hands of a Ben Johnson. What do you think we're seeing? You think we're seeing an anemic offense with the offensive talent that is on this team? You think an Andy Reid is not going to be able to find how to get A.J. Brown the ball when he has an A.J. Brown, a Devontae Smith, a Goddard, a Saquon, an offensive line? Even with this offensive line a little beat up, Andy Reid will find a way to put up points with this talent. Sean McVay would find a way to put up points with this talent on the offensive side of the ball. Nick has been blessed with a very strong roster. How he's been winning the offseason for the last 3 to 4 years. I'm not going to say anybody. Well, yeah, I'm going to say anybody can probably come in and win a Super Bowl. Nick did it. Well, but hey, look, I didn't start this. Bobby started this. Look, I'm pointing the finger. Bobby started. It wasn't me. Bobby started this. Bobby, am I wrong? Bobby, am I wrong? Or am I going too far, Bobby? Let me know. Sue is in the house. Sue says office is broken. Need new coach and offensive coordinator. I didn't say this.
So
that's
wait
Sue.
a minute. Wait a minute. I know we need to end this quarter because I need to take my last shot, and I make sure I fill it up to the brim.
All right, I'm in this quarter, but this conversation is not over.
And that's the end of the quarter.
All right, family, Eagles fan, we are here, and it's a dire situation. Our Philadelphia Eagles have lost 3 games in a row, and I'm gonna ask you guys in this third quarter, like, what's your hope, or what do you think on a scale of 1 to 10? What's the chances we turn this around? And what's your confidence level that we can turn this around? We'll discuss that in the next quarter. All right, you're watching Eagles Talk, the most unique Eagles coverage show around that is by us Eagles fans and for us Eagles fans. And here on Eagles Talk, we like to talk about our favorite football team, and that is the Philadelphia Eagles. We like to do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots. I don't drink. This is his last day drinking. He's going to boycott taking shots on this show until the Eagles show that they have some kahunas. They show that they have some kahunas. Pat says, I'm not taking another shot. So you might want to join Pat on his last day because as we'll discuss in this third quarter, I don't know how probable it is to turn it around. So here we go. Raise your glass to our Philadelphia Eagles. Everybody, down the hatch. 3, 2, 1.
You're now listening to the third quarter.
All right, just to remind, I didn't say this. Sue and Mac brought this up. I didn't say this. So and everybody, Bobby, Mac, and Sue brought the coaching to the table, and we're a family, and this is a family discussion. So we're going to hear from everybody. And I didn't bring it up, but I will give you my 2 cents on that, which I just have. Nick Switzer is I'm saying that this is an appropriate It's appropriate. What's the word I'm looking for? Analogy here, right?
So,
This is
so
an
I will stop.
appropriate
I will stop.
comparison.
You were
I think
cooking.
it is.
You were cooking, but the butter start burning. All right, the butter start burning when you start talking about any coordinator can come in here with a GM. Listen, they have to work hand in hand. That's what make organizations unique and outstanding. If you go back and you look at all the organizations that have
I
been
didn't say
successful,
anybody.
I
I
didn't say
named
anybody.
two of the. I'm about to say I named
I'm talking.
three of the top offensive minds in the game today. What they
Yes,
would do with this offense.
again, your butter is burning. You gotta get some new butter in there because it's burning. You gotta turn the heat down a little bit, right? When you flipping your steak. So when what you gotta understand is that the offense, the head coach and the GM, they need to have a marriage that is cohesive to put together. I know. Oh, wait. Start now. Let me do what I do. Okay, I get it. I get it. But when you have a head coach and a GM that can complete each other's sentences, that can work together like Nick and Howie has been since Nick got here. Nick is
Where?
one. Wait a minute. Nick is
Okay,
one of
I'm
the
listening.
winningest head coaches in the NFL history. The only coach above him right now is John Madden. And we talked about this right now in his first 5, 6 seasons. All right. The thing is, you
Yo,
have to have a good GM that works with the head coach to get the players. If you don't, you have the New York Giants. You
give
have
me Michael Jordan's skill and watch me be a champion also. Let
Dark
me
Knight.
give me the
It's
shortcut
proven.
of
This
having
philosophy,
Michael Jordan's
this
skill and watch
philosophy
me
is
be
proven
a
with
Hall of
our
Fame player
Philadelphia
also.
Eagle team. We have been to 2 Super Bowls with a head coach and a GM who is working together to build a roster that can say, "Oh, you know what? Oh, if I had this, no, they're working together to build a
They are
perfect
not working
roster."
together. Howie is doing all the heavy damn lifting. Stop that.
That's
Stop
what he's
that.
supposed to do. You're a
Right.
GM.
He
A
put this
GM
team
is
together.
supposed to do the heavy lifting. The head coach is supposed to put the players in the right position. They're working in unison, in accordance with each other. They are doing what is necessary to be successful in the NFL, and they're winning because of it. This
No.
is a formula for a superb organization. Period.
Nick Switzer is the beneficiary of Howie Roseman
Nick Swisher. Man.
composing a very strong roster. As I stated before, he's been winning the offseason championship for the past 4 years. His trades, his free agent signings, his draft, Howie is cooking. And he even handpicked this guy
How he's
because
supposed
you
to
know
cook.
Howie doesn't like strong-minded coaches. He wants coaches that are yes men. He handpicked Nick.
Oh, really,
He
Jared?
said, "Look, Nick, here is this. I put this team together. All you have to do is," and I'm paraphrasing, but I could see how he's saying this. Nick, here's a Maserati. All you got to do is just don't crash it. All right. Just you can open it up, you can go fast as you want, you can do whatever, but just don't wreck the car. Okay. That's all I ask. You know what I mean? Here's the team. I've compiled it. Go out there and win championships. Just don't mess it up. Like Sue said. Let me put this up. Where's Sue? Sue is Nick can coach a good team, but doesn't know how to fix it when it goes astray.
What do you
That's exact.
mean?
When everything's
What
going
do you
fine, he looks like a genius. When everybody's getting along, he looks like a genius. As soon as
Nick
something
started
go wrong,
Nick
Nick
start
can't fix it.
his worst
It's
record
his
here.
offense, and he can't fix
His
it.
worst record here was 9-8, and he had receivers of Greg Ward and what you may call it. All right,
Right.
and he
So
was
Howie
able.
said,
He
"Let me
was
go get you
able to get that team and still have a winning record.
9-7 with
Ever have
all."
a winning record with the Philadelphia Eagles? If he does what Mike Tomlin has done, would you be upset?
If he would have done what?
Have a losing record since he been the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
He has been the beneficiary of having a Hall of Fame general manager. That's it. That's it. I will take, You take Nick Sirianni and put him on one of those marginal teams and see if he turns that around. If
But
he doesn't have
that's what makes
a
organizations great,
dream
though.
team roster, I don't think Nick is as efficient or as winning as much as he is now.
Bill, Dark
That's
Knight.
my.
This is Bill. I get you, Dark. I get you about the roster. It is a built thing that is a dynamic that have to work together. It's a concert. The GM, go get the players, the head coach, put them in the right positions. The offensive coordinator, call the right calls. The head coach is make sure that these men understand this is seriousness.
Jeremiah says, can Vic be the offensive coordinator too? I'm with you, Jeremiah. I'm with you. Because Vic is the only one that's safe from criticism.
Now I got to play in pool.
He's the best chance that we have. Let's talk about this. He's the best chance that we have if we're going to continue pursuing a Super Bowl. If we have any chance of pursuing a Super Bowl and going far, it's going to be because of Vic. I have the ultimate confidence in Vic. Yeah, he stunk it up against the Chicago Bears.
Wait a minute. Where is this at?
He brought it back. He pulled them back together. They played outstanding defense on Monday night. But once again, the offense did not carry their weight. The offense has been picking up the tab all year. And we wanted the offense at the beginning of the year. We thought that the tab should be split down the middle. We're at dinner. We thought the offense should pay 50% and the defense should pay 50%. Then we found out the offense didn't bring the wallet, right? So the defense picked up the whole tab early in the season.
Wait a minute, Dark Knight.
Then I got to the point where I was like, you know what? The defense is just going to be picking up the tab if the offense could just lead a tip. If they could just lead a tip, I'll be all right with that. If they could just leave a tip, and the defense will pick up the tab, and we could still go far in the playoffs. We're at the point now that they can't even leave the tip. They're not contributing. As a matter of fact, they're taking away. They're not contributing anything. They're a liability. And if the defense does not show up, we have no chance. If the defense don't show up, we get Chicago Bears game.
Hold up, wait a minute.
If the defense shows up, we're least competitive.
Can you hear this, Dark Knight?
What's that?
You don't hear the sounder?
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. Eddie is here. He said, wait, Dante. Dougie P also had Roseman, but the Eagles did not win as much as they have under Sirianni. 4 straight years of making
to be fair,
it's a dynamic.
No, listen. Hear me out, Eddie. Hear me out. Tell me if I'm wrong. Doug Peterson did not have a roster like Nick Sirianni. Even a Super Bowl winning roster was nowhere near what we have now.
So the Super Bowl winning roster,
and that's to Doug Peterson's credit. We were nowhere expected to win the Super Bowl when we won the Super Bowl. Howie was slow walking, building this team back up. You remember he was just like a year or two removed from getting back in the seat. So he had a plan of building.
Roster,
let me finish. He had a plan of building a Super Bowl championship team, but he didn't. I don't even think Howie expected to win that year. But the funny thing happened. Confidence will accelerate the process. When they got the rolling, it was no stopping them. But when you look at that team is to the day is not as talented as the team we have today. 2017 team is not as talented as the team we have today. Howie has, once that fell apart and Howie could take his time and build the team he wanted through draft and free agency, you see the results of that now. And it's a fantastic job. He has rebuilt this team to win a Super Bowl, 2 separate Super Bowls, 2 totally different teams. He tore the Carson Wentz team down to the bones and built it back up with this version, and it's even stronger than the 2017 version. Dougie Peterson did a great job.
So
He did a great job.
I had to stop you there.
And Nick Sirianni would
wait,
not have
Dark-
gotten out of that year what Doug Peterson got out of that year.
No,
that's
absolutely
my
not. DarkKnight. I gotta stop you there. I gotta. You don't. I don't think you remember the roster that we had in 2017 and who we had playing on that roster that year. We had like Garrett Blunt. Alshon Jeffrey was.
Oh
a
yeah,
top
the Hall of Famer.
Alshon Jeffrey was a top tier receiver. Torrey Smith was a burner that already won a Super Bowl with the ball.
All right, here we go. We only have to go that far. Here, we got Liam family is right here.
I let you cook.
We're in the family room.
I let you
family
cook.
right here.
Let me get some steam on that. Let me get some steam in the oven. All right, let me get some steam in the oven. All right. We had Zach Ertz, who is a Hall of Famer. He's going into the Hall of Fame. All right, he's done.
Who?
Zach Ertz. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. Yes? No? Maybe so. All right. Then we had Jason Kelsey, who was actually coming to his own that year. We had Brandon Brooks, who was playing at an all-pro level. We had Jason Lane Johnson, right? We had Lane Johnson.
Offensive line is probably the only.
Wait a minute. I didn't even get to the defense yet. We even traded and got Ajayi from the Miami Dolphins, who's playing outstanding. We had an undrafted rookie from Philly. You know, his pop. Right? So then we go to the defense. The defense, we had Fletcher Cox. Fletcher Cox is going to be a Hall of Famer. You know that. Brandon Graham is playing his butt off at that time. Jordan Hicks has been an outstanding linebacker when healthy. Malcolm Jenkins was here. Malcolm Jenkins is going to go to the Hall of Fame. He got one more year. He's going to the Hall of Fame. Now, the cornerbacks, it was all scheme with the quarterbacks. But at the end of the day, this team was built to win a Super Bowl. This was an all-star team. I think we had 7 All-Pros that year. I believe we had 7 All-Pros. Am I mistaken? We probably had 7 All-Pros that year. And now this roster that you talk about is not talented as the roster we have. We had hungry individuals that wanted to win it for this city.
All right. Let's slow it down. we can slow this down. We can slow this down and take it bit by bit.
We can.
Running back. Saquon Barkley from last year. LeGarrette Blount. Well, no, you have to take the whole group. Yeah, you got to take the whole group.
They had 2,100 yards. You had to take the whole group.
And Saquon had 2,100 by his damn self. All right, so I'll give the running back to this current team. Saquon. Offensive line is a push. Last year's offensive line was great. That year's offensive line was great. That's a push. Quarterback, Jalen he won the MVP. I mean, well, both quarterbacks won the MVP.
Both quarterbacks won. One quarterback threw for almost 400 yards.
Yeah. So I mean, that may be a push, but I will give it to Jalen because Jalen did it the whole year. He didn't come. He didn't have He didn't have.
Foles had a better game.
Yes, but
he had a receiving touchdown.
We're talking about overall roster. We're not talking about just the Super Bowl. I'm talking about overall roster.
Okay.
Jalen went from.
Yeah, I forgot Chris Long. I'm sorry.
The the beginning gun of the season to the end of the season. Nick Foles, he was relaxing for 10 weeks until they said, "Yo, Nick, we need you to come in the game." No shade on Nick. Nick did an outstanding job.
He did.
But I still get a nod to Jalen.
If Carson Wentz was healthy, with what he did, he would still win a Super Bowl. And
I don't know about that.
I believe that.
I mean, he was on fire. Don't get me wrong, but we'll never know.
Absolutely,
he was on fire.
He threw a touchdown with a torn ACL and stood there in the pocket and threw a touchdown to Alshon Jeffrey, who caught the ball.
Yeah. I give you that. I mean. But I still give the nod to last year's team. I love that statement.
We need RPO. Bobby Mack.
Last year's team, and it's close. It's not a big gap, right? It's very, very, very close.
I
mean, the 2017 team offense was better overall.
Yes, it
They
was.
were more explosive plays. I'll give them that. Our team last year was more consistent and dominant. It was a physical. It was two different type of offenses.
It
It was
was.
too different. This team last year was a physical bully ball offense. That team in 2017 was more explosive. All right, give you that. The wide receivers, I'm sorry, I got to go with AJ and Devontae.
I go with AJ Devontae. You got a Heisman
Yeah.
Trophy winner. AJ is a monster, but for that offense, Ashawn, I said, come on, why are you calling Ashawn? Alshon Jeffrey and Torrey Smith made that offense what it was, but Zach Ertz was the linchpin. The same thing I've been saying about this offense, how Dallas Goddard has to be the linchpin. If Dallas Goddard is the linchpin for the receivers and the success, this offense will go
All right,
so
Eddie.
far.
See, I told you if we slow it down, Eddie's like, wait. Eddie says 2024 is way better than 2017. That's not the issue. The issue is why we are having success now. It's because Roseman finally learned. And I agree with that, Eddie. And I was about to get to that statement too. I definitely agree with that. And I think I was making that point when I was saying that, you know, he learned how to build this team. And I don't think that, again, I'll stick to my guns. I don't think that Howie was even expecting that 2017 team to be as good as fast. I think he had like a 3-year plan. And again, confidence accelerates the process.
It
And
does.
before you know it, they were on a roll and they rode it all the way to a Super Bowl win. Now it changes what he had in mind to do. In building a Super Bowl champion over a 3-year period, he had a philosophy and a strategy in place. He had to redirect that strategy because now he's reached the pinnacle. So now he's got to treat this or try to keep it going. Whereas before he was trying to build something like what he has today with young players, with a mixture of veteran free agents and something like that. When they won in 2017, it almost forced Howie to go in a different direction. We have to keep this going. We're here at the mountaintop. We got to keep this going. It did all fall apart, but he was able to go to his original plan, in my opinion, and build the team the way he wanted to, which is what you see now. This is a result of what Howie wanted to do back then. It just happened so quick. He had to adjust on the fly. But this is what Howie, I believe, always envisioned when he got back in that GM seat.
Well, let us enjoy it. Let's enjoy this ride. How about we not compare these teams? I know we just did it.
What enjoy what? What are you talking about?
Dark Knight.
I was enjoying that conversation because that was keeping me away from the reality of what's going on right now. Right now, it's a shit show.
Let's simmer down. RELAX. Relax.
Oh no. I love Rich Eisen, but Rich Eisen, man.
That's my man. That's my man.
He is and I'm trying to relax, Rich, but every week. And here we go. I'm gonna ask everybody out there now. What is your level of confidence that they can turn it around? And I'm not talking about, being homers right now. I'm talking about realistically, what is your level of confidence that this team can turn it around?
What I see this team as? Any given Sunday. You remember that game? The team, the defense. The defense was the catalyst of that team, but they had all-stars. They had all pros on the offense. The offense didn't click into the later part of the season. I think we're living any given Sunday right now. That's what I think we're living any given Sunday right now because the defense they had 7 sacks. DarkKnight, the defense had 7 sacks. They made a prototype quarterback that every team wants to have. Justin Herbert, even though he has a broken hand, it's on his non-throwing hand. They made him look pedestrian.
I agree that that they're like any given Sunday stage right now. I don't think that. I think we have to call a spade a spade.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we all living because we're homers. We're all living on the hope that this offense can change it around. We know that they have the talent to be better because we've seen them be better,
Yeah.
right? But we in week 14 of the season, we got to be realistic with ourselves. This is our offense. This is our offense. It's going to be a miracle if this offense changes from what we've seen the past 14 weeks into something that is reminiscent of an explosive offense. That will be a miracle. If that happens, I will bow down and apologize to Sirianni. You hear it right here. I will do that. I would gladly do that. But I think this offense is just it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And that means that they may show glimpses, even though they haven't done that in 3 weeks. You know, but early in the season, they would at least show you glimpses, a half here, a half there.
Oh, they look much better.
You know what I mean? And if I would invite that. I would welcome that. If we can get back to giving us a half of good offensive play, I think we would have a chance to win the Super Bowl. Because our defense is carrying the team. Our defense is going to keep us in every game. So that's why it's any given Sunday, we can knock off a Detroit Lions. We can knock off a Green Bay Packers. We can knock off a LA Rams. Because of that defense. If the defense doesn't perform at a high level, we're pedestrian with this offense. We're pedestrian.
We are pedestrian, but just like Jordan Davis said, I know what we got on offense. I know that any given week that this offense could click, and next thing you know, they're putting up 45 plus points. And we as a defense has to still go out there and do our duty. So just like Jordan Davis said, he's not worried about the offense. He know that they're about to click. They're this close. They're literally this close because this week is a microcosm of them changing philosophies and literally letting the players be great. All right, so what?
Let me go to some comments. I'm sorry.
You got it.
All right, John Batiste says, bold prediction. We will finish out with 3 wins and 1 loss to Washington. We win the East and finish as the number 3 seed. Actually, that's not a bold prediction. That's very doable. You know what I'm saying? Even with this defense, even with this offense playing the way that they're playing, if our defense continues to play the way that they played the last game, that's very doable because we're not playing anybody. Except for Buffalo. We're playing Buffalo. That'll probably be the toughest test we have. But I agree with splitting with Washington. You
have to Josh Allen. When we play Josh Allen, you cannot not have somebody eyeing that quarterback.
Oh, Vic is going to take care of that. I have the utmost confidence that he's going to take care of that.
And the Raiders, you know who the Raiders are starting this Sunday? You know who the quarterbacks we starting this Sunday?
Not Gino.
Kenny.
Oh, Kenny Pickett. They suck. We know they suck. So this is going to be another test. If we struggle against them, man,
we should put up 45 points against this team.
If we 45,
they have Max Crosby on their defense, and that's it. Literally, they have Max Crosby on their defense.
45.
It.
45. You're looking for 3 pick sixes.
Austin Gentry.
That's the only way that's going to happen. You're looking for 3 pick sixes from our defense.
Austin Gentry is the only way we're going to put up 45 points this year.
All right, Jeremiah says, Pat, there is no relaxing when we suck it. It's like waiting on that one spin on the slot machine to pay out.
That's true.
Philly Ray says OC is heading to New York next season. Now we got to hire a new one. Let me say this. If he's heading to New York, I'm driving. I'm driving the damn car.
Come here, Ray. Come here, Ray. He's right here. He's right here. Hold on. Wait a minute.
I'm driving the damn car.
This is my cousin. This Philly Ray.
Yo, what's up, Philly Rain? You look, you got some money on my gas. If
You see, you got some money on the
this
gas.
guy is headed, if our
Gonna
OC is
drive
headed
Kevin
to
Trudeau
New
to New
York
York.
City, I'm driving him.
He going to New York.
He's going to New York.
All right, I wish him the best. I wish him the best. I don't think anybody's hiring that dude. I really don't. But God bless them if they want to hire him. John Petit says. Oh, what did he say? What did he say?
He said, Dante, I got shotgun. we can both take him up there. I'll pay for the gas and the tolls.
If he keep it up, I'm gonna kidnap him. I'll take him up there. But John Petit says, but my confidence level on a 1 to 10 scale right now is about a 6. Yeah, mine is around that. Yeah, mine's around that, around 5 or 6. Off topic, what do you guys think about going after John Gruden
I put it's not
as a
happening.
new OC?
That's not happening.
Yeah, I don't know if he's cleared yet. I don't know.
The NFL's not releasing that yet. They still in a lawsuit with the NFL, so that's not going to happen no time soon.
All right, and nobody is mentioning that we had the toughest schedule in the NFL this season. Yeah,
we mentioned that. We mentioned that early in the season how tough our schedule is because I think we had like 6 teams that went to the playoffs last year that we played. We played the Bears. We played the Detroit Lions. We played the Rams. We played the Washington Commanders twice in a 3-week span. Like these teams are no pushover, even though they will be now.
Man, the way we playing, nobody is a guaranteed win.
Nobody's guaranteed.
Nobody is a guaranteed
Did
win.
we beat the Buccaneers too?
All right, here we go. All right, this is some positivity. Let's switch gears. Let's switch. What was some of the positives? 7 sacks was positive, right?
I got a whole list.
7 sacks.
Can I do the list? Can I do the whole list? I got a whole list right here.
All right, go ahead.
So the bright side, the Eagles play against Kenny Pickett in their final. Marcus Mariota and Kenny Pickett in the final 3 games, right? That's the bright side for the Eagles outgained the Chargers by 90 total yards. The Eagles are still in first place. We are still in first place in the NFC East. Saquon averaged 6.7 yards per carry, and the defense recorded 7 sacks. On top of that, Adoree Jackson had a heck of an interception, a heck of a pick. So that's some positives.
Yeah, they were positives, and to pinpoint or isolate it to the offensive side, there was some bright spots. They did move the ball.
Yes.
They were just, Jalen just killed them with turnovers, but they were able to move the ball. If we can build upon that, imagine, because, some of them were at very inopportune times.
Mhm.
Like, especially the last one in overtime. We were driving. We could have scored on that, except for the interception. We shot ourselves in the foot. The touchdown, A.J. Brown, and that he caught, and Jordan Mailata, penalty negated that. That was a blown opportunity. So I do see a glimpse of hope there. Maybe it is possible that we can, salvage this season with better effort from the offense. And I don't need explosive offense. I just need let's just hypothetically speaking, let's just imagine that there weren't so many turnovers in this game. That offense, the way it was moving on Monday, is without the turnovers. I think if they can continue to do that, not only do we win, but if they can play like that without the turnovers, I think we can win the Super Bowl. I'm being bold. I'm serious. Like that offense without the turnovers was good enough, paired with our defense, for us to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Like this defense, listen, Nakobe Dean is playing out of his world when blitzing. We got to find a way to get on 3rd down to get Nakobe Dean off the field and get Jahad Campbell on the field. We got to find a way to mix this athleticism in there, but at the same time, N'Kobe Dean blitzing, no running back can block him.
No,
Like,
he blows. Oh my goodness.
even offensive linemen are struggling with him. So he is a asset, but at the same time, we got to find a way to get him and N'Kobe Dean on the field at the same time. And I have no question that Vic Fangio will find a way to make that happen moving forward. All right, so I get that bold prediction, what you said. Once this offense gets up to speed, if this offense start operating at least 75, close to 80%.
Oh, we can win if they play to 75%, and our defense, maintains the high level that they're playing at. I
Definitely.
think that's good enough for us to win, for us to make a strong push for the Super Bowl. But with that being said, man, I got to get out of here. I got to get out of here. Dang, it's almost 10 o'clock. All right,
She
I'm
was
an older
chirping
now. I
about.
gotta go. I get up at like 5. I gotta go. All right, look, guys, we're gonna be back here. Well, I won't be. I'll be here in voice. I'll be here in voice on Sunday. My daughter has a travel volleyball tournament, so I'll be here in audio only. But Pat will be on the screen, and Nichelle hopefully will be joining him, and we'll all be back here for pregame on Sunday at 12 o'clock as the Eagles prepare to take on the Las Vegas Raiders. This should be a win, but we can never tell because our offense is like a box of chocolates. We just don't know. We just don't know what we're going to get inside. So, hey, guys, everybody, let's reconvene here on Sunday. Same bat channel,
I
same
need
bat
somebody to
time.
take my shots.
Yeah, we need a guest shot taker for Pat. So you guys raise your hand on Sunday, and I'll make sure I include you in the flow. All right, I'm your man, Dark Knight, for my co-hosts Pat, Sandlin, and Nichelle in her absence. We'll see you guys on Sunday. Have a good rest of your week. We're out. Peace.